Rapid implementation of social distancing is necessary to flatten the coronavirus curve and prevent the current pandemic from worsening. But just as the coronavirus fallout threatens to cause an economic recession, it's also going to cause what we might call a social recession, a collapse in social contact that is particularly hard on the populations most vulnerable to isolation and loneliness.
This virus is very infectious, and it is interaction between groups that is has made it an epidemic, and we can see so many countries that are affected by it. So to that extent, the right thing governments can do is to contain and to make it, to make sure that there is less socializing, there is less travel. People where the epidemic has increased and there are outbreaks in communities to do work from home, to not use public transport. I think at the same time, we also have to realize, at least we hope, that this is not going to be for a long time. So in order to protect ourselves, to protect our families, to protect our communities, I think reducing and having more of isolation and less of social, participating in less of social gatherings is the right way to go. And you're right, working from home can be more isolated. And there are people who in any case suffer from anxiety or have existing anxiety issues. They are obviously going to get more anxious. So there have to be some sort of system set up where we can call and speak to people. And again, we're all hoping this is for a short time. So we need to set up those virtual networks, virtual social networks that we can help groups get through. My own organization is testing out work from home, although India is doing a great job of containing, and the spread so far has been limited. But we are testing out work from home because we don't want it to get to a point where the staff are vulnerable.
Of course, it's not the Indian tradition only, it's a tradition worldwide. Celebration is a way of life, and celebration is usually with people around you, no doubt. But looking into the current circumstances, I think we have to hold our horses. We have to learn to celebrate with our own selves. Try and indulge in activities where we are not in crowds. Try and do things which you can get pleasures or happiness without being out much. And of course, we are quite sure and optimistic that even this too shall pass, and even the life will be back to normal as it always was.
The government, they are telling the people that just restrict your movement. Don't go to such places. If you go to such places, there are certain remedies you can just use. Frequent wash your hands, you can just put the mask on, change the mask frequently, fine. There are certain measures to prevent it. Why the government is saying? Because this virus is highly infectious. This is the only thing. The mortality is not very high. The mortality in healthy generation is maybe less than 2%. The high mortality in immunocompromised people. And till date, there is only death reported. One death in 130 crore people. So, why the government is panic? Yes, the people, they are panic because they know that there is no remedy, there is no treatment of that till date. So that is why they get panic. And yes, whenever you feel that there is no treatment of a particular illness, then there is a psychological fear among the people. Yes, whenever you are sitting in your family gathering and you know everybody, and if one of them just has a mild cough, maybe because of a bacterial infection, because this particular season is really prone to induce some kind of bacterial infection. But yes, if somebody coughs, then you become panic, oh my God, and this person might be suffering from coronavirus, you just keep the distance. So there is no need to panic. But yes, restrict your movement. Do not let this virus spread everywhere because it is highly infectious. That is why I think the government is here really using all these measures.
Well, the tension with coronavirus response is the way and to make people understand and accept the concept of physical isolation and mental isolation. In fact, human beings and we as people have evolved to feel safest in groups. And as a result of which this mental isolation is something to be bothered about. Imagine this, that children will not be allowed to go to school. The concept of work from home will become new work culture. You are not allowed to go for movies. How long is this going to be acceptable by a human mind? On mental and psychological level, as our physical experts share, that this is also a concern that needs to be understood. It's a new concept that needs to be looked upon, and probably not a concept that will last for a longer time period. The major brunt of coronavirus will be paid by the ones who are sick, elderly, and poor. And this is the time which stands strong for us to know who we are. Because the major time that one is going to spend in the name of isolation is, of course, going to be by oneself. Well, experts have also suggested that this time is probably stronger in order to get into any kind of virtual communication, video calling, or rest virtual gatherings in order to feel normal. Because after about 1 or 2 weeks, the mind starts reacting to isolation and does not accept it, and it yet again becomes a health concern.